Welcome to the Intuitive Patterns for the month of September 2021. The cards we have today are the Burden, Trust, the Fool, Ant, Turkey, Turtle, Ish, Men, Etsnob, the Princess of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Tower, Oppression, the Hermit, the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Feathers, the Seven of Pipes, Impeccability, Judgment, and Self-Image. So sometimes as I look at the cards that shape the energies of the month of September, it seems so obvious and literal as those cards arise. For a moment, let's go for the literal interpretation. In a nutshell, this month the cards indicate that we are going to continue to carry a heavy load and great burdens. There is a hill in front of us and a very long climb ahead. While we do need to pace ourselves, we must also look at what we are carrying and ask questions as to if that is something that is needed, necessary, or a waste of precious energy. We are being asked to look at certain people that we are carrying and determine if that is reasonable or necessary. It feels no longer possible to carry anyone other than ourselves in these rapidly changing times. Everyone is going to need to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, and while we can get ourselves through the door, we will not be able to get anyone else through those same doors. What lies ahead is a great unknown. We will have to take a leap and trust that what we leave behind is collapsing underneath us anyway, and so sometimes taking a jump, while scary, will allow us to surrender into the new beginnings that are calling to us. What we thought was solid underneath us and previously had given us a sense of security and stability now seems to have become dark, dangerous, and with no power to enact the tremendous changes that are now being asked of us. And then there are the fools in life that have manifested externally and also internally. Let's be clear. There are those that are foolhardy, and there are those that make a choice to choose life and wish to co-create in a world in which all of us can live and thrive. To some, the latter might seem idiotic and idealistic, but believing in the highest standards and values of a society are ideals to strive for. Really foolish souls tear down the good in favor of evil. Fools tear down those things that are supportive to humanity, life on this planet, and our world. Fools believe idiotic and silly things that have no basis in reality or truth, and if we follow them blindly, they will lead us to destruction and our demise. Etsnob reminds us that life is just a series of a hall of mirrors. That which we refuse to see within ourselves will manifest in our external world and force us to deal with it. Too much attention is paid to the illusions of the mind, and not enough attention is paid to those suffering or the conflicts humanity makes in favor of power and money. Yet, the magical forces are rising up to support a world that wants to reclaim the mysteries and those things that allow life to be wondrous. And in the patterns of the external world, conflict is on the rise. Many various battles are going to be waged. Some battles we will see clearly on the horizon, but there are some intentionally being hidden that we may not see. Ant reminds us that patience is required in more ways than we have ever been used to, and we need to plan for the harshness of the winter times ahead. Turkey reminds us that it is not in what we have, but in what we can give that will make the greatest difference. Turkey says that each of us can offer up our gifts, and when those are connected with others, great things can manifest. Turtle reminds us that the earth needs our help in order to save the many precious gifts that she offers. The earth is calling for our help, and we need to listen and learn from our past mistakes and discourage those who have the intention to twist and distort the truth. The Seven of Wands shows us that once again, anger, hate, revenge, and conflict create a circumstance where no one wins and that eventually all lose. It is the card that warns us that the internal and external battles are threatening to pull us off the cliff. We stand at a precipice, and what comes next is up to us. But these cards try to show a pathway through a jungle of upset. While we need to learn to trust and listen, we also need to tap into those magical qualities that bring hope and offer the goodness that is within the human condition. Battles continue when there are those willing to fight. Battles end when the staggering number of losses finally become clear and the shocking truth of how much has been lost is so severe that peace becomes the only pathway of sanity that remains. I believe that we can, and will learn and change. I believe the younger generation understands and has the clarity that has been lost in the lethargy and laziness of later generations. I believe that the tide is turning towards a new day. I believe that we can find the doorway out of suffering and into the clarity of another possibility. Thanks, everyone.